Hey everybody, this is Michael from Anything Airbrushed. I am going to show you our travel kit today. First thing I'm going to show you is the actual case itself that we use. What we use is the Apache 5800 rolling carry-on case. We get these at a Harbor Freight. They're about $100 and they're very, very durable, very sturdy, hard plastic, and you can read all about it online. And then this unlatch opens up, and what's really cool about these is the amount of foam that comes with it. This top piece here comes out, okay, then you have two additional pieces of foam, and then the bottom of the case. So this is pretty much what we use. Okay, we do not use the other two pieces of foam. I'm sure we'll find a use for those at some point, but this is the case itself that we use, okay? What's really cool about it also is that it is on wheels, okay? And it just has this basically this little latch right here. You pull that out, pull up the handle, and it's ready to go on wheels. Great for the airport, great for traveling. Pull the latch again and it goes back down. All right, so that is the actual case that we use for the our travel setup. All right, for the second half of this tutorial, this is the travel kit unpacked, ready to go. All right, and so every single thing that you see here is inside of this case. Okay, so we have everything from, I'll show you what's in this little bag in a bit, but little accessories, the hose, order forms, airbrushes, tape, lights, alcohol, spray adhesive. Okay, then we have, if we need them, we have the stencils for that, whatever show that we're doing. We have a picture of all the designs for the artist to see. There are t-shirt boards, a smaller one and a bigger one, and the little handy dandy little lights. So that's every single thing that is our setup. That's everything that is inside of this case. And that's what I'm going to do right now, is show you how it's all set up. All right, so now I want to show you how we set up the kit once we actually get to an event. All right, I can't do that without first throwing out an acknowledgement and shout out to Pete Marin, Airbrush Events. You'll see that this is very much inspired by Pete's setup. Years ago, when he first started posting pictures, my artists and myself, and I'm sure artists all over, would look at his kit, his setup, and like, what is that? What is he using? What kind of easel is that? And as it turns out, just a toolbox, like the go-to for any airbrush artist to carry their equipment and whatnot. But he made a few adjustments and custom-made pieces to attach to the toolbox to turn it into this perfect workstation. Very sleek, very compact. You know, just the perfect thing for an event artist to be able to just grab and go. My props go out to Pete Marin. Take a look at his airbrushevents.com. His setup is just really, really cool. So ours is a little bit less fancy than his, but it's very much inspired by his. So ours is the case is the Apache 5800. Get it at Harbor Freight. We do number our kits, our cases, so that way technically the artists are supposed to sign out the kits, so that way, because it's supposed to be returned like you do a rental car. The paint bottles, fill the paint bottles, make sure the airbrushes are clean and all that kind of stuff. So signing out, we know who was the last person to use the kit. All right, so we open it up and we have our shirt boards. Okay, I'll show you those in a second. And then if the event calls for stencils, we'll have the stencils in there for whatever the event is. We'll have a photograph, reference pictures of the designs for that event for the artist. Another thing to point out here is our little checklist. Okay, we have a little checklist here. The top half of this is everything that is inside this kit, everything that I already showed you earlier on. Bottom half is the other stuff that you'll need for the event that you can't fit into this kit, like a compressor or so forth. Then I have a little note here. It says, Dear TSA airline agent, the equipment in this case is for doing airbrushed artwork. If you have any questions, about any item, please call. I am always deathly afraid of flying and showing up at our destination only to find out that our luggage didn't make it, or equipment didn't make it, because who knows, some guy was having a bad day back in Cincinnati behind the scenes, and decides to flag our case. Well, I'm always hoping that, if that happens, this way they can call us right there before we even leave, and we can figure something out, as opposed to showing up and discovering that we don't have anything. Never has happened, but I always have it just in case. So next thing, that nice little foam piece that I showed you earlier, we love it because it keeps everything nice, compact, compressed. So the first thing we got here is our tablecloth. We use a regular, or just a plastic disposable tablecloth, Hobby Lobby, 99 cents. This is the tablecloth that we'll use to set on our table that we're setting this up on. Just in case we have any paint spills and whatnot, we don't want to ruin any of our customers or clients' tables. And we have our extension cord. This is a 3-prong, one for your compressor, one for maybe phone charger and anything else. But 15 or 25 foot, 12 or 14 gauge extension cord, because you're always going to need one. Clients don't always supply them. And then we have our little case here. This has we always carry extra tips and needles. So this has 2 extra tips, 2 extra needles in there. It has a pair of pliers, X-Acto knife, clothespins, pens, all the little things that you might not think of, but you do need. Order forms has order forms in it. Note about these order forms. These are the duplicate order forms. You get these from Walmart. Yellow, white copy. Fill out the order. Yellow goes to the customer. White goes to the with the order to the artist. They are numbered. They each have a different batch number, 4 numbers, and then they were all numbered 1 through 50. Very, very good for keeping track of orders at an event where you might have identical shirts that you're doing and they might not have come back to pick it up yet. But important note about this. This is a 3-pack. This is the way it should look in Walmart, a 3-pack. But a lot of times, the people stocking the shelves will unwrap this and they'll stick them there individually. So if you decide to go with these, you get a 3-pack. It's like $250, something like that. It's a 3-pack. It says it right on there. 3-pack, 150, total, because there's 50 in the sheet. So what I do is I grab one. I grab 3. I scan one, and then I put all 3 in the bag when I check out. Because again, it says it right on there. It's supposed to be a 3-pack. So just a little bit of information there. All right, so then we have our paints. We have one extra 2-ounce paint bottle of each color that we use, ready to go. Then we usually bring an extra bottle of black and reducer just in case, because black's obviously the one that you use the most. We have our masking tape, alcohol, spray adhesive. We have our book light. We love these little book lights. Okay, this is rechargeable, USB rechargeable book lights. Got it from Amazon, like $10. Folds up. It's great. 3 little settings, plenty of light for any kind of event that you might be doing. That way you don't have to worry about electric and having enough extension cords for it to reach and whatnot. So we usually just recharge them either here at the studio or like at the hotel at night, just to make sure that they're ready to go. Then 2 airbrush hoses. It is important to note here that we do use quick disconnects. All right, we do not have an individual hose for each brush. It just takes up too much space. We love the compactness of just using one hose. So obviously we have an extra one just in case. Hose, female connect. Each of the airbrushes have the male connect, and we're ready to go. But we always bring an extra one just in case. Bungee cords and the clips go with the shirt boards, which I'll show you. A little towel for spraying out our airbrushes, and the easel. Okay, so that's empty. So the easel, this is just a regular field easel. from Hobby Lobby, like $19.99. Usually they're always on sale, so you can get them for like $50 or I'm sorry, 15 or so. This is regular field noodles. It will set up to about be this high, but we use them as a tabletop. So you can adjust the angle by just raising or lowering the front leg. So I usually pull the front legs out a couple inches, right? That goes on there. The back leg will go between the handle, right there, between the handle, and you can clamp the handle down and it'll help hold it in place. The bar itself that the shirts sit on, that can be adjusted. These go up and down too, so you can adjust that. So I'll usually take like the third notch and I'll attach it onto the easel like that. So that's ready to go. We'll take the bungee cord. We'll take a bungee cord and just stretch it across here. And that helps hold that back leg in place too. And then at the top of the easel, optional, you don't technically need it, but we like to use it because we like to put our displays there, and then we can also clip the order that we're working on. We can put the form there, so we have it right there in front of us so we can see exactly what we're doing. All right, so the shirt boards, 2 shirt boards, large shirt board, small shirt board, bigger shirts, smaller shirts. All right, so this is a piece of plastic from Menards. Menards is just like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. It's 24 by 36, so we take that one sheet and we cut about like 3 inches off the top. And that makes them about that height. And then we cut that piece in like 2/3, like a third for the smaller board and 2/3 for the larger board. I don't know the exact dimensions. But then we take each of those pieces and we cut those in half, and then it's put together with just black duct tape. All right? So we clamp them together with these little clips, and those just slide on there. All right, so there's your shirt board, small shirt board. The clips are just those clips that you get, you know, if you ever wrote a report in high school, you know, you got the clear plastic folder, you put your report in there, and then that clip slides on there and holds it nice and snug, all the pages nice and snug. That's all those are. And you can buy these clips separately, usually in store. They don't have them a lot of times. You might have to find them online. But just a pack of these is like 10, 12 bucks. You get like 10 of these. So plenty for you to use. So basically we have 4 of these in the kit, 2 for the small, 2 for the large, right? Then the lights, as I said, can clip up here, and then I said you can put the designs here, you know, and go to town. So that's pretty much everything that we use. That's everything that's all set up, ready to go. Very compact, you know, perfect for taking on an airplane. So hope you like that. If you have any questions, comments, just, you know, feel free to let us know. All right, thanks. All right, let me show you the tattoo kit. This is the kit that we use for temporary airbrush tattoos. This is the kit that we use for anything that would be out of state, anything that we would have to fly to. So this kit holds everything we need to do temporary tattoos anywhere except for the compressor. Does not have the compressor. Again, that's something that we would ship or pack it in a different case to be checked. So again, same case, the Apache 5800. We do number them also T1, T2 for tattoo, so that way when they're sitting on the shelves in the back, the artists know whether it's a tattoo kit or whether it's an apparel kit. So again, same case. The only difference between this an out-of-state one where we're flying, and a local one, or one that we're going to drive to, is the display itself. The display for the choices of the tattoos had to be more condensed so that way it can fit in here. And I will post pictures of what that looks like versus the one that we take when we're doing it locally and we have our trailer and we're driving. So, same kit, same case. Again, nice foam that we keep in here. Keeps everything nice and flat and organized and all. So the first thing you'll see are the tripods for the display. So these were a really good find. This set was $69. Photix F180s, okay. What was hard about finding tripods was they all seemed to extend just a little bit, like another inch or so, where they wouldn't quite fit into the case. So it was really hard to find something that would fit into the case, where these, they unfold, the legs unfold, and that's how the tripod works. Where in most cases, tripods are like this, where the legs just kind of condense, and then the telescopic poles themselves go up. But the fact that this folds in and around itself, again, makes it shorter. So that was really helpful to be able to find these. So that was a really good buy. So set this aside. And then this is the display that would go on those tripods. This is the tattoo design choices. So it's just a 3x5 banner, about 100 or so more designs on here. And so this would go crossbar through it onto the tripods. And then same thing with the tripods, we kind of hard to find crossbar that would fit in here. Most of the crossbars are usually come in 2 feet length, so too long to fit in this case. And again, this case is carry on size, right? Even though we can't carry it on because of the airbrush paint, it gets checked, but it's still standard size for the airline. All right, so this is the crossbar. So we just made a crossbar out of PVC, so we just put that together, and then this slides in the pole pocket. Okay, all the way down in there, and then that would sit on top of the tripods. Okay, so we have little holes on either side, and that fits up on top of the tripods. All right, so that's how we get our actual display. So we're not just doing they don't have just a choice of 5 or 6 little designs. They have a choice of 100 or so designs. So again, this is just PVC pipe so that we have it condensed enough to fit into the case. All right, so same as the other case. Extension cord. This is the tattoos themselves, the stencils, all categorized so that it's easy to find. Each one, they're all numbered. So on the display, it has a category, dragons, and then each of those dragons are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So you just go into the pull out the one that has whatever number design that you need on it. Okay, so that's every category is that way. So it has a category, and then it has each of the designs in the category has a number. So they just simply walk up and say, oh, I want dragons number 4. And sometimes the display is set across a little bit further away from us, so we don't actually see it, but this way we know exactly what design they're talking about. So you have the stencils. The difference with this versus the apparel kit is the airbrushes, we don't have them sitting in the holder. And I don't know if I said this in the other one. The holder is just 2x4 with holes drilled in to fit the bottles. Reason for that is because our tattoo bottles, and it doesn't really matter, but the tattoo bottles are a little bit longer. So this tattoo paint, when the airbrush is sitting on here, they're just a little bit higher. So we take them off. We just wrap them in a piece of tape so they can lay there. So we have all the colors for the tattoo paint. So all the colors, every color that we would use, and we just put a little piece of tape, before and after the event, so that way it doesn't leak. So they each have the tape wrapped around it, and then we just keep the airbrushes in a little pouch like this. So here's the airbrushes, and then we'll just quickly squirt them out with alcohol when we're done with the event. Stick them back in here, and then usually when we get back to the studio, we'll take these out and just lay them in a Tupperware container of alcohol, and then clean them if they need cleaning when we get time. So then we have that rubbing alcohol. So if you do temporary airbrush tattoos, you need alcohol. You wipe the area that you're going to put the tattoo with alcohol, wipe that down, and then you use spray adhesive for the tattoo. Now, here's a trick. Spray adhesive for tattoos. It's not the same thing. You don't want to use the Super 77 for something that's going on someone's skin. But you can buy temporary airbrush tattoo spray adhesive from a place, Tem2, a couple places sell them, but it is rather expensive. But I learned from Tem2 many years ago that all it is grip spray. So if you go to any sporting goods store like Dick's or whatnot, and go to the baseball, softball area, this is hitter's grip spray. So it's just the spray that batters will spray on the bat to get a better grip. All right, and that's all it is. So it's just an aerosol can, and it's just very low tack. So a little inside information. This is like $10, $12 from Dick's. Lasts a long time, but that's the spray adhesive that we use. And of course, you need baby powder. So you wipe the area with alcohol, put the tattoo on there, spray it, peel off the tattoo, and then you clean up any overspray, and then you dab it with a little bit of baby powder. So we have a little Tupperware container here that has our baby powder in it, and then we just dab it on the skin like that. So that's all condensed. Then we have, again, one extra bottle of each color that we would use. And we have signage. So, what they need to read, what they need to know about tattoos, getting it in airbrush tattoos. And then also this hangs on the tripod, or the tattoo display tripods, to let them know, hey, pick a design, we tell them to take a picture of the design, and then they walk up to us. That is, if it's set up, not where we can easily see it, and they can just go, I want that one. So signage and everything. So that's everything. So everything in this kit is everything you need to do temporary airbrush tattoos, except for the compressor. The only other thing that we need is paper towels, a roll of paper towels. That's what we use to wipe the area with alcohol. We could use baby wipes, alcohol wipes, but we just prefer having just roll of paper towels. So if we're out of state, we'll just run to a store real quick and buy a single roll of paper towels, and whatever's left over. It doesn't really matter if anything's left over or whatnot. And then that's pretty much it. Local, that's obviously we carry everything with us, but that's it on that. Everything we need is in this kit to do the temporary airbrush tattoos. So I'll attach a picture of the display, so what that looks like, and along with what the display looks like that we use at local events. Cool, hope that helps. All right, talk to you later.